Hello again, this is Dan from Novice No Longer in the next video in this tutorial. And in this video, I am going to go over themes and how to find a theme, what a theme is, how to install your theme, how to set up your theme, all of that fun stuff. So let's take a look at what we have right now. And you can remember from one of the earlier tutorials, I changed this from the default theme to one called 2013. 2013 comes with WordPress, and it's a fantastic theme. When you're logged in, you're going to see this bar up top. So all of your users aren't going to see this. So you can just kind of ignore this, but this will show you at a glance stats right here, and then you can make a new post. You can get back to your dashboard really quick. So just ignore that for now. But let's go over the different kind of components of a theme. So in the future, when we're looking at stuff, we know kind of what to look for. So up here, this area, this is the header area. Right beneath it is a menu. Now our menu looks a little sparse right now. It only has an about, a link to the about page. You're actually able to customize this to add in links anywhere that you want. You can add in categories. You can kind of have parent-child. So like there's a little drop down if you mouse over it. And it's all super easy to set up. And I'm going to show you that in a little bit. So underneath that, we're going to have all of the posts that we've made. You remember we just made in the last video this categories and tags post, which I didn't even actually make any categories and tags. So that's, I'm going to walk you through that, but just ignore that for now. And then also, this is my first post. This is a post we made earlier in the tutorial. And then the hello world. This one comes default with WordPress. At the bottom here, this is the footer. And this is actually separated into 4 separate columns, you'll notice. And each of these are customizable. You can choose what you want in each of these areas. So those are the basic components of a WordPress blog. There's also something that actually isn't included on this theme right here, and that is a sidebar. Usually on the bar, you might see like links, a newsletter sign up form, pictures, different stuff like that on the sidebar. And a lot of people do that. Let me see, actually, this is all done with widgets, and I'm going to go into widgets in more detail soon. But let me see if we can just add a quick widget so we can see what it looks like. Main widget area, secondary widget area, appears in the footer, appears on posts and pages in the sidebar. So you can see in the widgets, this one says main widget area, secondary widget area. I have no idea what that means, but I was able to figure it out just by reading the description. So let's just put something into this sidebar widget and then refresh the page so we can figure out what was going on. Let's just do recent posts because we just made a couple of posts. I know that that's going to be there. So just click and drag. It's 5 of them. Yeah, save. And I'm going to go over all this in more detail, so don't worry if you're not following along. Let's refresh this. See, yes. So now there's a sidebar. It has recent posts, and exactly whatever we put here is going to show up in the sidebar. So those are the basic components of a theme. Now, this theme is wonderful. It's really easy to read, easily laid out, but the only problem with it is because this is one of the default themes of WordPress, a lot of people are going to be using it. And a lot of times you're going to want your blog to really stand out, not just by the content that you have, but by the look and feel of your blog, because that's a really great way to stand apart from anybody else who is blogging and just to kind of show your personality as well. So let's close out of this and go into the appearance section, and there's themes right here. So if you click into themes, you will see all of the themes that are currently installed. This one, 2014, was the default theme with WordPress. As you'll remember, I switched it to 2013. I could have done 2012, which is a slightly older one. Every year, WordPress comes out with a new theme that has a different kind of look, kind of keeping up with current trends and technology. So those are fantastic. But like I said, let's find something cool. So you can see up at the top, it says Add New. Let's click that. Now, WordPress has a ton of free themes. These are all free. And you can kind of look through these and see if there's anything you like. And it's really easy to kind of imagine what it would look like. So let's take this one right here. We can see at the bottom, there's a preview button. And this is actually brand new in WordPress, this little sidebar here, which lets you preview things. But this is what the blog is going to look like. You're going to have the menu up here. So instead of it being like below the header, it's right up above the header, and you can see what a drop down looks like. Here is the name of the blog and then the subhead of the blog, as well as each of your posts, and it'll show you what different headings look like, what paragraphs look like, with a little bit of lorem ipsum, which is like the fake text, so you can kind of see what a blog looks like filled out without putting in actually content. Ordered lists, and you can see this kind of shows you exactly what your blog is going to look like. This one's kind of plain for me. I'm not really that into it. Let's try just one more. Let's preview this one. So this is loading. So you can see this has a nice big picture here. So maybe you want that, as well as the name of the blog and the little tagline right underneath it there. You can scroll down. This is an example widget. So this is where your sidebar is going to show up. All of your content is going to be here. You can see it has a really short little footer. Oftentimes these will have options to do a footer just like we have currently on our blog. They just won't show it here. Sometimes not. You won't really know until you install it. Or if you read the description or the instructions for it, it'll often say. But I'm not going to do this one too. And you know what? I'm actually not going to do any of these free themes just because, just like the default themes, these ones that are searchable and easily installable within WordPress are used a lot, and they're seen everywhere. And I think I want to do something that's kind of really cool and unique. So I'm going to go to a website that I love called ThemeForest. And I'm going to give you my referral link in the description here. If you do end up doing ThemeForest, please use that link. I'll get a little throwback. It allows me to actually buy more themes here. So it's not even like cash in my pocket. I love it. I'd be very gracious to you. And I use this all the time. But this basically is a bunch of free themes. And you can see they have different categories up here. Let's go into WordPress. All right. So let's see some of the things that they have here. So this theme, let's sort by rating. That's a good way. The fantastic thing about ThemeForest is that a lot of these blogs have the themes have really great support. So if you're having a problem or a question, a lot of the developers will have a specific forum where you can go and ask a question and they will help. And I have done that countless times. The blog that I'm currently using on Novice No Longer, I purchased that from ThemeForest, and I've had custom work that I needed done, like a certain type of page template, and I asked a question about how to do it, and the guy responded within 2 days with a file and instructions for how to install that, all for free. He didn't charge me. So it's best if you're buying themes from a place like this to find one with a lot of ratings and reviews and high marks. So let's take a look at some of these. You can mouse over and kind of see how they look. This one seemed interesting, so let's click into that. And we'll be able to do two things on this page. The first one is I always like to do live preview. Let's go to a live preview here. And this will actually allow you to play around with a blog that has this current theme installed. And I'm going to just remove this frame too, so I can actually see what it would really look like. So this has a nice big kind of slideshow up here that'll allow you to put different pictures, different words, everything. This is all completely customizable. So when you're looking at these, imagine what you would put in terms of replacing the text. Let's see if we scroll down a little bit. Place for testimonials. So yeah, you can see this is a really beautiful page. Now it is a little choppy. That's not, or it might be my computer too because it's loading some stuff, but that's something you might want to pay attention to as well, simply because this website is doing a lot of things, and if your computers are as well, that might be an issue. Although, like I said, I think I'm right now exporting video, which is very intensive for my little 2011 MacBook Air, so I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. So this will give you an idea. You can go into the blog section, kind of get a better idea of what the default kind of WordPress blog is, or what it looks like. These are all different posts. You can see who wrote it, the date, no comments, and kind of what individual posts look like. And this, if you really like this, and it's really an amazing website, and this looks like such a professional website, and you can even incorporate it with BuddyPress, which allows you to run e-commerce, and you can see a little shopping cart thing up there, although that doesn't come with this theme. That's an extra thing that you would a plugin that you would install, and we'll talk about plugins later. But you can buy this right now for $55, and that is yours on your blog, and you can use that forever. Make sure you're paying attention to the license for this, so you can't actually charge people, the end users, for. That basically means that if you are somebody who's making a website for somebody else, you can't actually like buy this theme and then charge multiple users for installing this one theme. It's just you or one client, and it's not like you can't do it as like a software as a service where like people generate websites and they charge, or you charge them and they pay you, that kind of thing. So make sure you're paying attention to the details of the licensing. So that's basically the best way to find themes. And I just basically spend hours looking through this, imagining what it would look like. Any one that I particularly like, I will take it and add it to a collection. So you can see all of my private little collections here. So if I was working on a project like the NNL think tank or something, I could say, yes, that is a good option for that. Great, I'm done. And then once I have a bunch of themes in there, I'll go back to the ones that I've saved, narrow it down from there until I finally have a winner, and then I will buy it and install it. So this video is actually running kind of long, so I think in the next video, I'm going to show you how to install and set up your theme.